Hey there, Cancer. Welcome to your reading for the week of July 4th. This week, we are just going to jump right in here, Cancer. I'm using this version of Super Mega Deck. This is the Good Tarot, the Tarot of the Sacred Shaman Tarot. I can't remember. And some other one. I don't know. I'll put it all down below. Whatever it is, because I can't remember. But Cancer, we're just going to see what is going on for you this week. It's kind of weird to me that the whole month of July, I noticed in the July readings, and it shows up right here. You have the Emperor and the Hierophant as well. There seems to be like a lot of authority and, stuff going on with authority. It kind of makes sense to me. We have Saturn and Pluto going retrograde. And, again, I've talked about this before. We have the Pluto return for the United States. So it doesn't even matter if you're in the United States or not. I kind of feel like we could see a lot of challenges to authority, challenges to authority figures. We're already seeing it, right? And things like that. I would just be careful. There seems to be like an element of control in these things. I keep telling people, if you trust the government, I would be careful of trusting the government with anything right now. Mostly because of, and period, I'm not making a political statement here, by the way. I don't care who's in office, who it is. I don't care what the person says on TV, whatever, right? It doesn't matter to me. I think they all need to go to jail, as I always say. But I would be very careful of anything that seems controlling. But this could also be in your personal life as well. That's the reason I'm talking about this, because, there could be some things that you feel like are controlling you, in your personal life, but this actually looks like a beautiful reading here, Cancer. You start off with the King of Cups. I kind of feel like this is actually your energy. I feel like you're coming up in a position of power and strength. I feel like you're feeling like super positive. It's kind of interesting because I get a very magical feeling. You even have this Joyful Muse card at the end, and it says inspiration on it. But I kind of feel like you're feeling like almost like childlike about things. It's kind of interesting how I'm seeing this card in particular, the King of Cups, which shows up twice in your reading. But I feel like you're kind of like seeing things are being presented to you this week, and you almost have that like childlike excitement about the things that you are being given. I don't know, it feels really good to me, actually. Even with the whole control thing showing up here, which we're going to talk about in a minute, I kind of feel really positive about this. You have the Ace of Pentacles, the King of Pentacles, and the Seven of Cups here. Number one, again, I feel like some of you could be getting some really solid opportunities this week. Feels like multiple things that are coming in for you. The reason I say this also is because we go Emperor to the Five of Swords right here. The Five of Swords can be trying to win at all costs, right? But it can also represent kind of taking a risk. And the risk we can take with the Five of Swords is, it could be any type of risk, but I kind of feel like you could be taking on the risk of taking on multiple opportunities in your life. Like you could be, maybe you're getting into a relationship and you're about to make a big change in your career. For example, it's like, it kind of feels like some juggling energy that I'm feeling here. Really, I think your answer is that last card, that Joyful Muse card. It says inspiration on it. I feel as long as you're following your inspirations, as long as you're following your heart, to be cliche, that I feel like things are going to work out really, really well for you this week, Cancer, if you do that. You have the King of Pentacles. I feel a little bit antsy here on the King of Pentacles. I feel like you are wanting to make some moves, wanting to make some changes. King of Pentacles, not a bad card, as I always say, but I'm not a big fan of the King of Pentacles. Sometimes to me he can be a little bit boring, a little bit too, too much the same. He can represent, he's like the card of convention, so he can represent the way things have always been done. And again, as I always say, I don't really usually say that unless he's connected to the Hierophant, which we have right here. The two cards together definitely, to me, represent convention, like basically the way things have always been done, and in all areas of your life. But you have the Seven of Cups, which is being spoiled for choice. And I kind of feel like maybe you just need to realize that there are like multiple ways to do anything that you desire to do in your life. And I would just stay open, because again, sometimes if we get stuck in thinking that relationships have to go a certain way, businesses have to go a certain way, it can prevent us from making progress, basically. Next, you have this Staff card. I kind of do feel like Ace of Wands energy here. There's some sort of new beginning coming in for you. You even have the Magician, which represents a new beginning. I also think it's super interesting that he's showing up at the bottom of the reading here, and he's pointing down. It's kind of like he's like literally at the ground level of your reading, and he's pointing down to the ground. So I feel you could be grounding like a new beginning into your life. You have the Hierophant, the Emperor, in the Magician here. To me, the other thing that I will say is that sometimes I kind of feel like the Hierophant and the Magician are like conflicting energies in a certain way. Is that true? No. Is that like accurate tarot? I would say no. But when you kind of think about it, it's like the Hierophant is he is the connection between the heavens and the earth, and he does he bridges heaven and earth, or he bridges the gap between, the universe and the earth or whatever. But he could be also like very inside the box, and he could be thinking things only work like a certain way, right? And then you have the Magician, who he thinks things work in life based off his words, right? The words that he uses to manifest what he wants. So I feel like your words are extremely powerful, and I do feel like the difference here is kind of saying, don't discount the power of your words. He's also, it's again, no mistake to me that you have this inspiration card at the end. He has these flowers in front of him here, and the flowers represent the fact that he knows that for things to work out for him, he needs to focus on the right things. He needs to focus on joy, happiness, desire, and just good things. He understands that the highest vibrational energy is love. So those are the things that he focuses on to manifest, what he desires to manifest in his life. You also have the Emperor here. The Emperor is your center card. The center card in the 9-card spread is the most important card here. And I kind of feel that he, all the cards surround him, right? But he's giving energy to all these cards. That's kind of how I read. And I do feel that this could be talking about control, or things that, there could be certain things that you feel like are controlling you. I've been saying this for years, literally, that, this really started when Saturn went into Capricorn a few years ago. It's not in Capricorn any longer. Doesn't matter. Again, we learn Saturn's lessons while Saturn is in a sign. And then that continues for the next 30 years until Saturn comes back around, right? Whatever lessons we learned during that time. And so it's like you're not done with the energy necessarily, but it kind of started then, where I was feeling this energy of that everybody could be feeling controlled, and we need to kind of find a third place. I've been talking about a third place for a very long period of time, where I feel like there's another place where we can do the things we desire to do, even if it, and it doesn't even require breaking rules or anything like that. But we have to kind of leave the control system, the matrix, if you will. So I do feel like some of you are kind of feeling this, like a controlling energy at this time. Again, I feel your entire answer to this whole entire reading is this Joyful Muse card. It says inspiration on it. I talk about following and listening to your inspirations all the time. I think one of the reasons that people don't manifest things that they desire to manifest is because they don't listen to their inspirations. Sometimes our inspirations might have nothing to do with what we want. We just feel inspired to do something, but then, I think that we use our human brain to say, oh no, that doesn't make sense, It's like I always use the example of maybe you want to attract love, and maybe you get the inspiration to put yourself on Tinder, but maybe you hate Tinder, right? Maybe you think Tinder is trash, which it pretty much is. But again, literally the inspiration could be the universe saying, hey, you're going to meet the love of your life here. Don't judge the situation, right? So this card, I'm just using that as an example, Cancer. But, what I'm saying here is I would follow your inspirations. You have the King of Cups again. So you have the King of Cups twice, Lovers, and the Five of Swords. I do definitely feel there could be love coming in. It's kind of interesting because I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure Pisces had the Queen of Cups and the Queen of Cups here. Or they might have had it as their center card. I don't remember, but pretty interesting. And you have both here as well, which is interesting. So I definitely feel there could be love coming in for you with the King of Cups. The King of Cups, he's also sitting in choppy waters, but he doesn't care. If you look at him, he's perfectly stable in those choppy waters. So it kind of represents a person who is in control of their emotions. Next, you have the Lovers, so there definitely could be love coming in for you with the Lovers card. I also feel this could be I get a lot of happiness here, which is weird. I don't consider the Lovers to be a card of happiness, personally. I mean, could it be? Sure. But, it's not really a card of happiness. And I feel a lot of happiness here on this Lovers card. I do feel it could be because of love, but I feel there's something bigger here, like a choice. Lovers can represent being at a crossroads and, trying to make a decision. I feel that for some of you, you already have kind of made some decisions. Maybe you've made decisions to walk away from things that no longer serve you, or you've made decisions to walk away from things that have been holding you back for a very long period of time. And I kind of feel like that's setting you free, because I get more, I get more of an element of freedom here, Cancer. So let's look into this. I also, again, I do feel like there's a really nice opportunity coming in for you with that Ace of Pentacles. So let's take a look at that. With the Ace of Pentacles, here you go. You have the Ten of Cups, fortune after difficulty. I would say this is like a major improvement. I kind of feel this is almost like a light at the end of the tunnel type of situation here with the Ace of Pentacles and the Ten of Cups. Some of you, I feel, could feel like you're almost being set free, or you're being given a way out. Like, those are the types of words that I'm getting here, Cancer, that you feel like you're being, kind of releasing yourself from like a prison, in a lot of ways. I do get that feeling there, so that's nice. That could be really good. With the King of Pentacles, here you go, Ten of Swords. Again, you're done with the King of Pentacles energy. So if there's something that's been boring, could even be a person, I feel like you're releasing it with the Ten of Swords, already have. This is your past position. So again, for the most part, I feel this is what you've already done. With the Seven of Cups, you have the Knight of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles is about taking action. He's being too cautious. He's not making progress, even though he has everything he needs to make progress. So I definitely feel it's time for you to get moving with that Knight of Pentacles. With the Hierophant, you have the Three of Cups, celebration coming in for you. Some of you, this could be marriage coming in for you if you are looking for love. For others, I just feel that this could be your community. So there could be a lot of support with coming from the people around you in your life. With the Emperor, you have the Magician again. I feel like you're manifesting a lot. When we put him here, he's pointing towards the Lovers. So I do feel some of you could be attracting love, or you could be manifesting like a passionate new beginning in love into your life. I would get very, very specific about like the type of person that you want to manifest into your life, just so that you kind of manifest the right type of person. I also get something here about like reinvention. The Magician, he has this snake wrapped around him, and I'll show you on here. He has a snake wrapped around his waist here, and the snake represents the Ouroboros. It represents reinvention, reinventing yourself, changing who you are in some ways. And I do feel like some of you could be like changing yourself. With the Magician, you have the Queen of Swords. I like this. You have your back to the past. When we put her down, she has her back to the past. And I feel that a lot of you have have turned your back on the past, or more focused on the future. I feel like you're much more focused on, kind of inspirations. Like I said, I always get a very matter-of-fact energy from the Queen of Swords. So I feel like you're being very matter-of-fact. I feel like you're kind of making decisions and sticking to them at this time, especially in love. And because of that, I feel like you're kind of getting what you want. Here you go. With the King of Cups, you have the Ace of Wands. Exactly what I was talking about with this Staff card. So I do feel there could be a new beginning in love. The Ace of Wands, total new beginning. There's a castle in the background that is crumbling, and the Ace of Wands itself kind of represents the spark of life, something new. I really get that for you here in your reading. Again, King of Pentacles with the Ten of Swords, that's like the breakdown of establishment, something that's been in your life for a long time, and kind of leaving, starting something new. Could be anything. Could be leaving a job, going to another one. Could be leaving a relationship, going to another one. And again, not only that, the Ace of Wands is a card of your desires, and you have this Joyful Muse card. Again, it says inspiration on it. So I'd be moving closer towards your desires here. With the Lovers, you have the Page of Cups. Definitely could be new love coming in for you. So for those of you looking for love, I would say that this is a new person that's coming in for you. Like I said, I would be careful of the controlling thing here. Like I said, with that Emperor energy. I like the Emperor. I don't think the Emperor is like a bad card or anything like that. But, Hierophant, Emperor, those two cards together, very inside the box traditional, could be a little bit of a controlling energy. I would make sure you're not entering into a controlling situation. Again, this could also be one of those things that where if you kind of set your expectations out up front for a person, again, I think, I'm of the belief that we can pretty much avoid a lot of our relationship issues if we talk about things up front, if we don't avoid them, right? And if you do that, I think you'd avoid it. With the Five of Swords, you have the Ten of Pentacles. There you go. Happily ever after, everything you want. I mean, you have the Ten of Cups here, down, Ten of Cups to the Ten of Pentacles. So it's like your happily ever after. The Ten of Pentacles is building or leaving a legacy, kind of like manifesting everything you desire to have in your life. So a lot of success coming in for you. It's kind of interesting because I think I titled Pisces reading like Heaven on Earth or something like that. You have a very similar reading. It's kind of like you're creating, I think water signs could be entering into this time where we are really in control of our reality. We have to do it. We have to make sure that we take control, Emperor, of our energy, and we have to make sure that we put in the work. It's not going to just magically happen, but I do get like a happily ever after here for you. So I would just keep moving towards your inspirations. Again, I always say, I think one of the hardest things to do right now is to move towards your inspirations, because society is like could be saying you're crazy, or the things that you're feeling intuitively guided to do, might not make logical sense. People could tell you you're wasting your time. People could be telling you that you need to play it safe, for example, especially right now. But again, if you truly feel inspired to do something, I would do it. It's the right answer, plain and simple. But this looks pretty good, so thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. Make sure to watch your sun, moon, and rising for a full picture of what's going on for you at this time. But thank you, and definitely enjoy your week.